It's 5:30 Friday morning, July. We are heading from Dartmouth to Studland. It took about 12 hours. Not much wind, so motoring at the moment. There's dolphins everywhere, which is pretty cool. There's also lobster pots everywhere. So looking out for those. Wind's really light, about 6 knots true at the moment, and not really enough to sail. So the main is swinging around everywhere. But the sun's rising. You can see in the background. And yeah, it should be a nice day. So down at the chart table, giving you an idea of where we're going. We've got to get around Portland Bill. There's a couple of ways around Portland Bill. We can go sort of 7 miles offshore. We can go right inside, really close, but we've got to avoid the Shambles, which is the race around Portland, which can get pretty nasty. So yeah, like I said, you can go right inside or head outside, which is what we're going to do. So we're looking to get opposite Portland Bill at around about 1:30, which is when the tide turns and helps us round. We don't really want to be going around there when the tide is against us. So we're heading directly at Portland Bill at the moment. What I'm hoping is the wind's going to increase, and we'll then be able to come up onto the wind on a more broad reach to get us around Portland Bill. It's pretty steady, 8 to 10 knots. We've been motoring for about an hour or so, and time to get the asymmetric up now, and we're cracking along now at a good 6.5 knots boat speed. Some dolphins been off the bow, it's been amazing. We've got to be careful, see if the breeze, got to keep an eye on that, as I am on my own. Kite up, you do have a sock, so it's pretty easy to get rid of it, but just got to be aware wind speed. I think anything we touch 15 knots true wind, it's going to go away, maybe even before that. But, yeah, beautiful. Go on, put the pole up now. A little bit too downwind for the asymmetric, so we put the pole up, just brings it round to the mud a little bit. Those are there, so I added about a knot speed. Quick update, it's about 12:30, breeze picked up a little bit, so kite's come down, Jeanneau is up, and yeah, we're still going along good, 6.5 knots, so always best to bring the kite down earlier rather than later. Yeah, but it's still a gorgeous day sailing. The sea state's still fine, a few rollers coming through to approach Portland. So while the kettle's boiling, thought I'd show you where we are. This is us here, Portland Bill. We're going to be about 4 miles offshore of Portland, but the water's so flat. Pretty sure that should be fine. Like I said, a bit of an armada of boats around us. And you can see here where I dropped the kite, headed downwind, just to take the power out of the kite behind the mainsail. Yeah, heading along nicely. The tide is about to turn as well, so we're going to get tide with us around Portland Bill, which is what we want. So wind with tide should make for pretty flat water, and then we shall come around and bear off. We going to southwest. We were upwind pretty much all the way, and pretty much the same trip. Such hard work, and yeah, this is just so nice. Downwind all the way. So breeze has come behind us, but it's too much for the kite, but not too much that we can't pole out Jeanneau. So yeah, we're heading about 60 degrees down, straight downwind towards the Needles now, somewhere off, well, we're past St Albans Head, which is behind me. Yeah. So since doing this, we've added about a knot speed, so hopefully should make the Needles in time for the tide. So we don't really want to go through Hurst Narrows and through the Needles when the tide is against us. So we're hoping to get there with about an hour spare. So hence the need for an extra knot. Coming up on the Needles, not too far now, about maybe an hour away. Some pretty manky looking weather coming in behind. See it there? I think it might just miss us. That's what we had before. So yeah, there's some weather coming in for tomorrow, and this is probably the start of it. So weather before the front. Let's go downstairs, show you where we are. So we are currently here, which is in the middle of kind of Poole Bay. It's got Studland over here, Bournemouth, Poole Harbour, and the Needles here. So yeah, we are about 7.5 miles. Yeah, a bit of tide under us, so about an hour away. Which should get us there at yeah, just before 7, which is good because that's pretty much when the tide's about to change. So coming up to the Needles approaches, on past the safe border mark, and just looking for the red cardinal, which is the red lateral mark, which is marking the shingles bank. I can see that just over on the port side, so we're just going to come in there and can't wait round. We're still goose winging. I'm hoping that I can keep this sail set up all the way down the western side if we're lucky. So yeah. So yeah, just coming through the Needles, that's the red lateral mark that marks the shingles bank. The shingles bank over there behind it. It doesn't look too bad today. I want to get really close to this next cardinal, which bridge cardinal, which I never really like. The breeze has got up a bit actually, it's almost like 20 knots. So I did reduce the Jeanneau a bit. So this is Bridge Cardinal. We'll be sailing all the way out the Western Solent, goose winging, which is awesome. It makes it really easy. I think we've been goose winging since, I don't know, Portland Bill, I think. Just as we bore off after it anyway. So yeah, here we go. Back in home waters in the Solent. So it's sailing up 48 degrees, 048 degrees. It's taking us straight, going to take us straight through Hurst Narrows, and yeah, should be able to hold this, keep going, and it'll get a little bit of tide against us, but I think it's a bit too much. We've got plenty of breeze, so might add half an hour or so, but we'll see. Getting on now, just coming into Hurst. We're going through Hurst Channel. You can see behind me. Yeah, it's fine. Breeze has got up. Piling along, I'll pull the rest of the Jeanneau back out. I know it's going to get calmer in here. Yeah, it took 7 knots. So yeah, beautiful. But I'll be pleased to get home. So quick update down here at the chart table. We came in through the Needles Channel. You can see the yellow line here. We are now. Oh wait, there we go. We're now heading against the tide. So speed's 4.6, but actually we're doing about 6 knots. We've got a couple of knots of tide against us, which is a bit of a pain. But sailing on really well. And yeah, just heading straight up the Western Solent. It's really quiet. First day of Cows Week tomorrow, so it's going to be chaos out here tomorrow and really windy. So we should all have lots of fun. Well, you can't tell by the video, but it's a bit of a rock and rolly trip down the Western Solent. Breeze has been up. I had to take in the Jeanneau a few times, but I want the speed, right? Because we've got 2 knots of tide against us. I want to go home. But we are now just opposite, or just past Newtown Creek and Thorness. Yeah, so not too far. Looking forward to getting my feet up. Total miles so far 89.5. That's through the water. Yeah, I mean, look, left at 6 a.m. What's that? 12, 13, 14, 15 hours, 90 miles. That's pretty good. Got an average speed of 6 knots since 6 a.m. this morning, and you know, it's not a 1,000-mile passage, but 100 miles in about 17 hours or whatever. I think it's pretty good. Here as well, I've got the engine going, batteries. We've been at anchor and we're not plugged in for a couple of weeks now, so this trip has taken a bit out of the batteries. It was down to 55% of lead acid, so I didn't want to let them go any further, so engines on just to charge them up, but we're not in gear. Filled up with fuel before we left Dartmouth. Quick sort of selfish plug for the Fuel Berth app, an app that I created that can help you find the cheapest and most local fuel in a marina, harbour, whatever. Both available on both Android and iOS. Just search for Fuel Berth, put a link in the description below. Yeah, we've got a good community going. App's been around for about 4 months now, and yeah, it's getting a fair bit of use. So yeah, go check it out. It's starting to get properly dark now. We are just off Gurnard, coming up opposite Cows, but we're going down the west side of the Western Solent and into Hamble. As with Solent, there's loads of lights, just lights everywhere, but you can pretty much pick out the route. So yeah, done it a few times before, so should be fine. Can't see it, just coming back into Hamble River now, and yeah, it's dry. Get onto the pontoon, have a beer, and that'll be it. Back now, tied up on the dock. Thank goodness for that. But a great day, really good sailing. Fantastic wind, 102 miles in total, 17 hours it took, which is this is pretty good for 100 miles. All downwind, gotta love the downwind. It's pretty interesting coming through the Solent. There's a red lateral mark that isn't actually a lateral mark, just off Cowshot, the Cowshot spit. It's actually a light ship, but it's not a ship anymore. So it's not lit red, it's lit white. And I haven't actually come in the dark for a little while, and that caught me out. So I was heading for the next lateral mark, and I was very confused on the chart plotter. But anyway, spotted the fact that I was going to miss out that lateral, which is like the worst one to miss out, and so hooked out to it just to as the depth was going down. But yeah, all good. Now I need a beer. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this, a bit different than the normal videos I've done. And if you did like it, please do like and subscribe, and I'll try and do some more, and let us know what you think in the comments, and welcome you back on board sometime in the future. Thanks.